All right, so you've got the basics of Python functions down. You know your def, you know your return, but that's just the beginning. It's time to go beyond that and really truly level up your Python game. Let's get into it.
So think about the functions you write every day. Do they just work, or are they actually elegant, powerful, and easy to read? We're going to close that gap today. We're going to take your code from just being good to being great. Here's our roadmap. We're going to start by upgrading your basic toolkit. Then we'll get into handling a potentially unlimited number of arguments. After that, we'll look at some powerful one-liners. And finally, we'll dive into the kind of mind-bending way that functions can actually remember things. And then we'll put all these new superpowers together. Okay, first things first, let's upgrade how you call your functions. We're talking about making them way cleaner, way more readable, and honestly just less likely to cause you headaches down the road. This is all about writing code that explains itself. Take a look at this. On the left, what is David? What's 25? You have to go look up the function definition to figure it out. But on the right, using keyword arguments, boom, it's self-documenting. Name is David, age is 25, city is New York. There is zero confusion. It's just crystal clear. Now, to get this flexibility, you just have to remember a couple of simple rules. You can set default values, like making greeting default to hello, which is super useful. Just make sure those defaults always come after any required arguments. And when you're calling the function, your regular positional arguments have to come before any of these keyword arguments. That's it. Simple rules, really powerful results. Okay, now for a massive leap in flexibility. What if you could write a function that can handle any number of inputs you decide to throw at it? Well, you can. This is where the magic of star args and double star kwargs comes into play. First up, let's talk about args. I want you to think of it like a magic bag. When you put args in your function definition, you're telling Python, hey, I don't know how many things they're going to give me, so just take whatever's left and stuff it all into this bag for me. And Python does. It collects all those extra arguments into a single, neat tuple. And then we have its partner, double kwargs. If args is a bag for a bunch of unnamed items, double kwargs is like a perfectly labeled box. It does the same thing, but for keyword arguments. It collects them all into a dictionary, where the keyword you used becomes the key. Super handy for any kind of labeled data. Let's see this in the wild. This sum numbers function is a perfect example. We can call it with 3 numbers, or we can call it with 5. It doesn't care. In each case, star args just scoops them all up into a tuple, and we can pass that tuple directly to the built-in sum function. See how flexible that is? It just works. And now for double kwargs. This printinfo function is great because it can handle any kind of named data we give it. Here, double kwargs takes name, age, and city and packs them into a dictionary. Then the function just loops over the dictionary and prints everything out. This is perfect for stuff like user profiles or flexible settings where you don't know exactly what info you'll get. You ready for a real pro move? We're going to dive into the art of the lambda function. This is how you write tiny, powerful, anonymous functions that are perfect for quick, one-off tasks. Just look at the difference. On the left, we have a totally fine standard function. On the right, we have the exact same logic, but squished into a single, beautiful line. The syntax is super simple. You've got the keyword lambda, then your arguments, a colon, and then the expression you want to return. No def, no return keyword needed. It's clean and direct. So why is this so useful? Well, lambdas absolutely shine when you pair them with other functions like filter. Instead of having to write a whole separate function just to check if a number is positive, we can define that logic with a lambda right there, on the fly. It makes the code so much more efficient and readable. All right, now for a really cool and, a slightly more advanced concept. We're going to talk about how Python functions can actually remember things. This is the world of scope and something called closures. Okay, I know, that definition sounds a little dense and academic, but the core idea is actually pretty simple. A closure is just a function that carries around the memory of the environment where it was born. And a quick example will make this totally clear. So let's break this down. Think of multiplier as a factory. It doesn't actually do the multiplication itself. Instead, it builds other functions that do the multiplying. So when we call multiplier of 2, it gives us back that inner function. But here's the magic. That return function remembers that n was 2. So the double variable is now a specialized function that knows how to double things. It has closed over that variable n. And why is this so important? Well, this pattern is the secret sauce behind some really advanced stuff. It lets you hide data away, it lets you build those cool function factories, and it's the fundamental concept you need to understand decorators, which are a huge part of writing advanced professional Python code.
Okay, we have covered a lot of ground and unlocked some serious new skills. So now, let's see how all these superpowers actually combine to solve real problems you might actually face. See, this stuff isn't just theory. If you're building a configuration system, you can use default arguments for the common settings and then use *kwargs to let users add any custom overrides they want. Or in an event handler, using single asterisk and double asterisk kwargs is almost essential. It lets you create one handler that can process any kind of event data. This is how you build robust, flexible software. And there you have it. Your programming toolkit has just gotten a massive upgrade. You now have the power of keyword arguments for crystal clear code, the insane flexibility of args and double kwargs, the sleek conciseness of lambdas, and the big brain power of closures. So, you've seen the concepts. Now I've got a challenge for you. How would you put it all together? Think about it. For student records, you could use default arguments for common things, args to collect a whole list of test scores, and keywords args for any other random details, like club memberships or honor status. You now have every single tool you need to build that function. So go on, go build something great.